Hey guys, today I'm doing one of my favorite quick styles. It's so sassy, and I'm going to show how to do it on both natural curly hair and straight hair because I do it on both all the time. Most importantly, I'm going to start off with how not to do this braid to avoid that huge camel hump that just obviously looks fake, giving it a more seamless blend where you can actually see the rubber band and it only looks kind of fake. It just takes like 15-20 minutes. I would definitely consider this a great protective style, especially if you use the right products because your hair is detangled, it's out of the way, and your ends are protected. So I'm going to show the products that I use to make this style as slick and sleek as possible, and the feed-in method, which is always the best way to go if you want a natural looking braid. Alright, I'm starting off freshly washed and detangled, and I use 3 brushes for the best results. Yes, everyone is necessary. This wave brush to smooth it down, this edge brush for my baby hairs, and surprisingly, this diamond brush is the perfect tool to get all of your hair super duper flat and into the ponytail, which I think is due to the really stiff bristles. Okay, to avoid tension and unnecessary breakage, I like to use these infinity bands instead of regular rubber bands. They're really stretchy, they kind of feel like pantyhose, and they never rip or snag at my hair. You also want to grab a silk or satin scarf to really melt the edges down. And then for products to really take advantage of this protective style, I use this little healthy hair hack and I apply a deep conditioner as my base. I have a couple to choose from today, but I'm probably going to go Shea Moisture as always. Also, Eco Styler, the coconut oil one, seems to be more moisturizing for my hair type, and this Max Hold Edge Control by Kiss. Then of course we need some braiding hair. I use this pre-stretched one by Expression, the color 1B, for basically all my styles. First off though, I definitely need to wet my hair because you should never comb curls dry, it just causes split ends. And instead of regular water, I've been using this castor oil water by As I Am, which really detangles and moisturizes my hair. Then I'm going to use like a third of this Strengthen and Restore packet and rub it into my palms. Be careful at this step. Not only is this great for your hair because you can sneak a deep conditioning session in, but most hair masks are pretty thick with ingredients like oils and butters, so they do a great job of laying the hair down with no harsh alcohols or holding ingredients that you would find in gels. And then for some extra strength, shine, and nutrients, I'm going to add some oil, specifically organic castor oil because it's the thickest one I know, so it really smooths down my flyaways and it seals in moisture from the hair mask. For this first style on curls, I'm going to do a low pony with a middle part and use that diamond brush because it gets my hair super flat. Next brush is the wave brush to get the top swimming, and I use the infinity band, not rubber band, to smooth down any bumps. I'll usually go back, rebrush anything I missed, and then add a second band to make things more secure and perfect. And boom, not a hair out of place. Okay, time for baby hairs and our third and final brush. I just use a little bit at the very tip, swoop and swirl it, and then lay it down with my finger. And I don't know, I think I've been going through a phase lately, but I just haven't been liking how these edges look on me. I always end up changing it and swirling it up against gravity instead, especially when all my hair is slicked back off of my face like this. I can't put my finger on it. I don't even know if this looks natural, but it looks like art to me. Abstract art, but that's okay. Okay, same thing on the other side, and then at the end I like to go back and add a smidge more of gel just to get every hair laid down before I wrap it. Okay, I completely forgot to put gel on before the ponytail, and I'm not 100% sure if Eco Style is the healthiest gel out there. So if you guys have a better suggestion, please leave me a comment. I just know it gets the job done and it never flakes up. I really didn't need a lot at all, just enough to cover the very top layer so that it doesn't frizz up when it dries. Then I use this Killer Combo Dynamic Duo for laying edges, and that's a silk scarf followed by a few minutes of blow drying. Then voila! Never misses. Alright, so let's start this show off with what not to do. This is how I used to braid my hair when I was a teenager before I knew how to knotless braid, and I would just loop the whole pack of hair at the top and then start braiding down. This method looks fine on smaller braids, but this huge one just looks so clunky and unnatural looking, and it's ugly, so I'm not even going to finish demonstrating. Instead, you want to take this huge piece and split it up into several sections. I'm just setting them on my lap in the meantime between times so that I can easily grab them as I go. Now again, I'm doing the feed-in method, which is basically just one huge knotless braid. This means starting off with 3 sections of my natural hair, braiding it down 2 to 3 times first, and then adding a piece of braiding hair. The easiest way for me is to simply hook it onto my finger and connect both ends of that braiding hair with 2 pieces of my natural hair. I braid down one and hook another piece to the 3rd strand that's still short, and then just keep slowly repeating that motion. I like to alternate sides too so that the braid thickens out evenly, I guess, stays symmetrical. And make sure, especially with curls, that you comb your hair down as you braid, or else you'll have frizzies at the top, and that's a dead giveaway that we're faking these inches, so let's keep it neat. I keep adding pieces until all of my natural length is up in the braid, nice and secure, and around this time my arms start to cramp up, so I bring the braid up front, which lets me see what I'm doing in the mirror a lot better. I like to add some more gel, yes, to the fake hair because it helps it blend in a little bit better with my already wet hair. Also add shine, and it kind of makes it easier to braid. More times than not, I run into this problem at the end where the 3 pieces are nowhere near even, and it's an easy fix. I just gradually split off hair from the fattest piece as I braid until they're all about the same size. Then I trim the ends in a V shape and add a teeny rubber band, and we're basically done here. Last step is to just fluff the braid out a little bit so it looks thicker and not so stiff. I'm trying my best to show you guys the full length here. It's definitely long, but yeah, I feel cute. I still have over half of this hair mask left over too, and sometimes in order to add a pretty shine, I'll use something lightweight like jojoba oil to smooth down the top and just make it really glossy. And that's all for my natural hair tutorial. This is my preferred way to do this braid, but sometimes it really comes in handy on old straight hair that's just starting to look crazy like here, so this works great if I'm not ready to wash my hair just yet. I do a lot of the same steps as my curly hair braid, like using the exact same hair, but one major difference is the products that I use. I don't want to add anything that has water listed as an ingredient, or else my hair is just going to revert right back to curls. So after using that silk infusion as a heat protectant, I go in with my blow dry brush and do a few passes to straighten out my roots so that I can get this ponytail looking as flat as possible. And then just like before, I use my Denman and the soft brush to smooth it down, and this time I'm going to switch it up and do a top braid. I like both high and low, it just depends on my mood, but this feels like a braid on top of the head kind of outfit. Again, we don't use rubber bands with actual rubber in them over here. And remember to make your ponytail snug, but not tight enough to push back your hairline. Now that may sound like a joke, but I word for word just defined traction alopecia, so don't be a victim to something preventable. Baby hair time, except I'm pretty sure these are full-grown adult hairs that I'm brushing right now. But I will say I like my edges a lot better on straight hair. They just lay down easier and quicker because the hairs are more cooperative. And see, I'm doing it again. I don't know what it is, but upside down edges have had me in a chokehold this past year. It's just so swirly and artistic. I don't know, I like it. Always melt baby hairs down with a scarf while the product dries, and then after a few minutes I take the scarf off, and look at that. Sensational. Now I'm still using the feed-in method, starting off with just my natural hair braided, and I think doing this style on straight hair is just a little bit more challenging because the hair is dry and a lot more slippery, so you kind of have to take your time to make the braiding hair transition and blend well with your natural hair. One thing that helps a lot though is splitting off smaller pieces and then adding them in more often. Then I add my baby rubber band, trim any pieces sticking out, and finish off with hairspray since I can't use Eco Styler, which is a water-based gel. This braid came out extra long on me today, maybe because I fed in too many pieces, so I might trim the hair first next time. Also, in my opinion, an essential part of emerging into womanhood is not forgetting about those little hairs at the nape of your neck. It's the small details sometimes, ladies, but this came out exactly how I wanted it to, maybe a little bit longer. And it's really a 2-in-1 style because look, just do a cinnamon bun up top and boom, 5 seconds, a whole nother hairstyle. This style took me a little under 25 minutes. I know because it was during exactly one episode of Insecure. The only problem I have with doing this on straight hair is the braid comes off very, very easily. So this is not a style you'd want to wear to play sports or go to, say, an amusement park or to a fight light. You could also do this as a low braid, which looks great on straight hair. It's just the exact same feed-in method as the curly ponytail, except you again need to use smaller pieces more often so that you can blend it better, because that's harder to do on the straight. But yes, this braid on natural hair will always get the vote for me. First off, it's healthier, the products are better, you can deep condition, and it takes less time because it's easier to blend. I did want to give you guys some options though, because this is still a great emergency style to do on straight hair if it looks a hot mess and wearing it down is just simply not an option. And I know just throwing the hair on and braiding is quick and easy and a really common way to do it, but this is not fooling anybody with eyes. I mean, no real braid looks like this at the base, so using the feed-in method instead and adding multiple sections of hair is what keeps the braid light and natural and cute. Thanks for watching. As always, I tried to be as thorough and detailed as possible, but if you have any tips, please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!